Game Pass news, where we talk all things Xbox and Game Pass, everything happening every week. That's what we do, Sean. And it is, my name is Nick, by the way, and this is my co-host, Sean. And Sean, it is freaking early for the both of us, really, just to be quite honest. I mean, man, how are you doing, pal? How are you handling this?
I'm okay. It's late early for you, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you've now surpassed the lateness of yesterday to the early of today, where I kind of just woken up early. So
Yeah, how does that work, really? You know, like, is it? I don't know what you call it. It is late. I have not slept, but yet it's early. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. We've been podcasting like this for years.
Yep.
Literally over a year, so I can call it years now. And I'm still not used to the whole time space difference and blah.
Yeah, it gets really strange. In fact, I screwed up today. You kept talking to me about, like, hey, the doc and all this stuff, and I got stuff, and we're gonna do this. And I was like, what? I was like, man, he just must be on the ball. I was like, we're not doing this till tomorrow, which is technically true, but I really thought it was like tomorrow. So yeah, it's fun, and it's really fun when you try to explain to people. I was trying to explain to my wife. I was like, listen, we're gonna podcast on Thursday at midnight. She's like, so after we have the dinner, because we have a dinner tonight, Thursday night at like 6 p.m. I was like, no, that's technically Friday midnight. I was like, no, I know, it's confusing. Oh man, I tell you.
See, I always count it that it's the day after I've been to sleep. So, like for me, you're still on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's the Wednesday.
I'm on Thursday. Welcome to the future.
Yeah. How is it over there? Is it any different? Do we have flying cars yet? That's what I want to know.
Depends what you drive them off.
So
if you want to go dark humor, gravity is nobody's friend.
Touche. You win. Hey, today I went to Olive Garden to celebrate my in-laws' 42nd wedding anniversary. I don't know why I said wedding. Been married for 42 years. That's amazing.
In this current day and age, that is an achievement.
I know.
42. There's people that can't own like an item of some form of material possession for that long. So.
I know. It's crazy. I was just like, yeah, so kudos to them. They absolutely have no idea what the hell I do down here, so they never, ever are going to know that I said that. But, whatever. Kudos to them for doing it. Yeah, I mean, my wife and I are going on 11 years. Got it right. And 42, that's longer than I've been alive. Another way to look at it. Dang, man. So, hopefully we get there. Hopefully both of us get there, Sean.
Yeah,
married for 42 years.
I'm at 5 this year.
Yeah.
So
see,
I was discussing
just
last
37 more to go.
Yeah. Woohoo.
So, oh man.
There's that age-old joke at 25 you could have killed her and like be back out. But,
Sean, you're taking it all to like the dark spot. I can appreciate that. That must be the 5 o'clock in the morning thing. But do cars fly? Sure, if you drive them off something. Hey, Sean, my in-laws are married for 42 years. Well, she could have killed her. Okay, well, that's true.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you get me up early and I haven't finished all my coffee.
I freaking love it. It's great. We should have done this a long time ago. Actually, we did do it a long time ago, and then we stopped doing it, and now we're back. Anyways, hey, video games, Xbox. That's a thing we talk about. Let's talk about that thing.
Well, I'd like to say that I've played something this week, but I haven't really. I played a little bit of Warzone Tuesday night with everybody, but I didn't stream it. So, and I'm currently staring at my router, which is blinking orange at me because it's still not working properly. So, I've got no internet. I've got a broken mic.
You've had it crappy over there with that stuff, man. That's for sure. Lots of internet. You were like, I'm gonna stream. I'm super excited. Gah! Dang it! I ain't got no internet. Yeah. So I was like, I'm sorry, pal. That sucks. So, but I got your back. I feel like I've streamed everything under the freaking sun this week, and I don't know how. But
yeah, you were smashing it. So luckily you've kind of propped us up.
That's okay. You did it last week when you go on these streamathons, and I'm like, I like wake up and I'm like, he's streaming. No, he's been streaming. This is like the second thing he streamed. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning where I'm at. He's already on his like second game.
Yeah, I know I've been to the most because that's when you're getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like 1 p.m. for me. So I'll have been to the gym. I'll have played Xbox for a couple of hours. And I've done a lot of washing, a lot of chores. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
So,
your day's on. Okay. So, yeah, top stories in Xbox. We have recapped E3, even though I feel like we could talk like for 5 more hours about all the stuff that we saw in E3. I mean, we haven't touched on the fact that there was like this surprise, like, hey, it's like they picked up all the crap that was on the ground that they cut out, pasted it together because that's how video editing works, and then shoved it into a showcase that they like sprung on us Thursday after we thought they were done and over with. They're like, nope, here's some more that we found on the ground. Watch this. So yeah, man, just all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna bop around on this top stories. I'm gonna start with the thing that by far makes me the most excited. Okay, I just can't. I mean, so in the showcase, they like break out this controller called Design Labs. You can change everything from the front, the back, the top, the buttons. I mean, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I mean, everybody should do this. Nintendo, you should do this, by the way. But Xbox has done it. So, what do you think about it?
um, I really I like it. I like the ability to express yourself, like because not only have I spoke to you about it, and not only is like Discord gone a bit crazy for it, and Tim's referenced into different games and
I
stuff like
know
that.
he's amazing.
Even made a Game Pass News one, which was great. Um, a guy that I used to work with at the last power station, a guy called Tristan, he started messaging me. He was like, "These controllers are amazing. I've got choice paralysis. I don't know what to choose." And I was like, knowing he's got a really big like Optimus Prime tattoo and
Oh,
Transformer
nice.
sleeve and all that. So I was like, I pinched the Megatron and the Optimus Prime one that Tim had done on the Discord and sent him those. So there's a guy I know that's like he's really into these, so he's kind of designing them to different games, different characters and stuff. So he's done these two, and he was like, "Oh my god, I didn't think to do all the Decepticons and stuff." He just went quiet, and I was like, "Yeah, he's currently in the design lab."
Yeah, yeah, for sure he is. So I'm not gonna lie. I saw it. I was like, oh, this is so cool. I designed my controller. I ordered my controller, and then frickin' Tim came out with all these cool designs, and I was like, oh, I should do that. I should do that. So I canceled my order, and then set that order up with, and I was like, I can't remember which one it was. I was like, this is cool, and I was like, well, but that back plate, what if I did it like this? And then I just gave up. Like I, so I ended up ordering absolutely nothing because I was like, I just can't even like. There's no way I'm gonna get to the order screen every time, and I'm gonna think, but what if I did it like this? And it's gonna kill me every single time. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's, it's a to be able to change the color, like the analog sticks, which for me you you've got to be wary of because if you end up with grubby hands for whatever reason and you start playing your Xbox, then those analog sticks are not going to stay a nice bright color for a long time.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the logical side of things start coming in. Like, oh, the faceplate's been a really nice bright color is good, but like Jaya has a white one and
Hmm.
like she's got like bits of nail varnish on it and stuff like that, so it's not quite a white controller anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Trying to mesh the form and the function. See, I appreciate that. All those things, they just kill me. So anyways, there's controllers you can get, and I'm over the moon for them, and I don't know which one to get, and Tim's not making my life any easier. That's all I gotta say.
no, but if I was to get one, I'd get one the same colors as my cup, because then I could,
Match it all up. Yeah. By the way, your cup is very awesome. That thing rocks.
yeah. So, but yeah,
Okay.
the other big thing that we've got in the news is the addition of more games to the cloud with touch controls.
Yeah. So,
So
have you ever used the touch controls?
no, not yet. There hasn't been a game that I thought, oh, I'll want to use the touch controls. But I've played a bit of Dirt 5, so I'd like to try and play Dirt 5 with the touch controls and see how that works.
I'd be very interested to hear your opinion on what you really think of that. Because okay, so the cloud game, Rain on Your Parade. That's funny, the cloud game, and we're talking about Xcloud. Anyways, Rain on Your Parade is the best game I've played with touch controls so far. They work. They work fairly well. It makes sense, but then that game is fairly simple. You're not doing a ton of stuff. I cannot imagine that you are going to play Dirt 5 with touch controls and you're going to come back and be like, that was a great experience.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be
It
wrong.
depends. It depends. If you just want to do gas accelerate and then I don't know if when it says touch controls, is it using the motion control as well? The like accelerometers is the device that you're using, or
No, they've crapped out some buttons on the screen that are semi-transparent. So it's right over where you're actually playing. Okay.
yeah,
Um,
okay,
and then there's two little circles that are supposed to mimic the that are semi transparent, and they're like they're movable. You put your thumb on them and they'll move, kind of like the Joy-Con will. There's two problems. One, there's no haptic feedback, so there's no like when you hit that button, there's no like buzz or something that makes you be like, I've hit that button. It just you're just pushing on a screen, and there's something about that doesn't feel right, and it just doesn't work the way you want it to. I played Sea of Thieves that way for 5 seconds, and it was the worst experience ever. You
oh,
know,
you can that yeah. I couldn't imagine trying to play that because that game's like quite heavy to play with a controller. So
yeah. Well, actually, I say yeah, but I don't know. But I can tell you, you can't play it with touch controls. I can tell you, it's awful. So I mean, I see these games like Dirt 5. Be honest, so I'm deep in. Well, actually, I'm not deep, but I'm definitely in the story. The story has hooked me in Yakuza Like a Dragon. Maybe because there's not a ton going on there. There's a lot of walking. I'll get into that later. Like a game like Dirt 5, I just just don't see it. I mean, is playing it shitty better than not playing it at all?
mm,
Maybe. I don't know. Probably
yeah,
not.
that's a tough call because it's do you want to have a really good experience of playing the game or do you just want to be able to play a game? That's
Yeah.
the that's where you well, that's the bread and butter of that, isn't it? It's like how desperate are you to play a game that you'll play it in the most difficult way possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I don't know. I really don't. And getting so just kind of moving not through that, but with that, Xbox has said they want XCloud on everything, which we've pretty much said this is what we were pretty sure they were going to want to do. But an Xcloud Stick, it comes out on some. There's an app that's preloaded on certain smart TVs. Are you in on that?
If my Xbox controller connects to the TV, because I think there's only certain TVs at the moment that work with Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if I could get a long enough cable and plug it in and it registered my Xbox controller being plugged into it via USB, I'd do it that way, and
Yeah, that's true.
that'd be cool. It means that like if I put because we haven't got a TV in the bedroom, so if I stuck a TV in the bedroom and could go upstairs and play something on the cloud while Lindsay was like wanted the TV or just so that I was sat somewhere more comfortable or one of the kids could use it up in the bedroom rather than like having to take over the TV in the living room, then yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be, and especially if it was a device that you could take with you to other TVs. So like you go on holiday to like a lodge because that's we do a lot of lodge style holidays and stuff like that now in the UK. Um, if you can plug your little device in, you've got decent enough internet and you can play the cloud while you're there. It's something to do on an evening when the kids are in bed, sort of thing, and you're kind of chilling out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite a good idea. I mean, Amazon did it with the Fire Stick, didn't they? So you
Right.
can
Yeah.
basically you can stream, watch anything anywhere.
Mm.
So
Yeah, and I mean, Google has pretty much done it. It's really a Stadia competitor at this point, is what it really is. Um,
yeah, the
um,
Stadia need to Stadia. If they do it right, I think Stadia will struggle.
I think that too. I would love to get. We need to get like Dan on here, who is a big Stadia. I don't want to say a big fan, but it seems like every time I see it, we're talking about a game, and he's like, Stadia can run it, and I don't even got to do anything, you know. And I'm like, well, okay, that's true, you know, that's cool. Um, but yeah, I do think if you get Microsoft in that space, they have the ability to compete with Google on with server, which is the one thing that Nintendo doesn't. I mean, who is the other
Yeah,
like um in fact, Xbox just said they are updating their servers to these new blades, or maybe they already are blades. I don't know. You're way past me here, but they're updating their servers to the as best as they can be. Um, and they have the publishers they have the studios to go along with this Xcloud to be able to give real content to it, unlike Stadia. So yeah, it's very interesting. We've
yeah. I
rabbited
mean,
way out of here, but yeah, it's
I,
interesting.
I've played like all the different ways of playing online when it comes to consoles. So like I've used the Nintendo's online service, I've used the PlayStation's online service, I've used Xbox's online service, you know, and I've tried PC gaming. And so far, the Xbox has always been the one that's been the strongest. Like the PlayStation Network had that massive fuckfest basically where they lost a load of people's data. It was down for like nearly a
Yeah,
month. Like um, the servers always used to seem really unstable because like you had this tier system that you could play online without having to buy a monthly subscription. So it's kind of like they didn't owe you decent quality of connection all the time. And you know, back in the PlayStation 3, like early PlayStation 4 era, it was just a bag of crap basically. Sometimes the PlayStation Network, um, but the Xbox one because you've always paid a subscription, they always like customers' need comes first, so they've always had to look after the like your connection and things like that. And there has been issues, not as many issues, but there has been some issues, but they've been very quickly resolved. And so, and then obviously the Nintendo Online service will, from when we were trying to host Animal Crossing parties,
oh my gosh, yeah,
as
that's
soon as we
horrible.
get more than 4 people in one place, it was like, nope,
Spent
sorry,
like a
can't
week
do that.
making that like downstairs into a dinner table, and then nothing ever even happened because we couldn't get the people on the island. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Um, But that brings me to, speaking of XCloud, they want XCloud everywhere on TVs with sticks. We've kind of hit on this in previous episodes, but it's still like being a Nintendo guy too. It just really like, do you ever think we'd see XCloud on the Switch from both parties? I think it makes sense on
yeah,
Xbox side. Do you think we would ever see it on Nintendo side?
yes. I think it'd benefit Nintendo a lot because if if they didn't let Xbox or Microsoft like seep into their hardware and do that, then what they possibly gonna see is Microsoft turn around and be like, well, these guys made the Switch and like it did really, really well as a pick up and play anywhere console. What happens if we like did the same, but then maybe put a cellular device in there as well? Because we make phones and manufacture phones. Why not be able to stick a SIM card in there with 5G, and then you can play your games on the move wherever you want
Yeah.
via the cloud?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like that's when Nintendo will then just it'd either go, oh crap, or because they're letting Microsoft do that through their hardware, their sales would go,
Oh, their sales would go through the roof, and they would, and I mean, they would either get a crud ton of money, but they already have a crud ton of money. Uh, so my guess is, and Tim touched on this when Nintendo Dad was talking about it. They'll get some IP or something, something big, something they'll trade in some way. Um,
yeah, the Master Sheet, like the Halo guy will be in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it's got to be bigger than that. I think they'll get a piece of Rare IP, and I mean not Rare as in, but like Rare the developer IP that they wanted back for a long time. That's what I think.
So,
That's the
so
only way I think Nintendo does it.
hinting at like a new Donkey Kong or a new Banjo and Kazooie there.
Yeah, like a Banjo Kazooie type thing. That's what I agree with Tim on that. I don't want to say. I mean, I'm not the one that came up with it, but yeah, I think that's where that will go. But Nintendo is in a spot now where they're testing the water with streaming, and they kind of got to figure out, do they want to partner with somebody like a Microsoft, or do they just want to say, nah, we're gonna go, this is the way to go, like, and we're gonna go and do our own thing. So they'll probably do that because Nintendo always does their own thing, something
Yeah,
wacky and crazy, and then I'll feel like I want to buy it. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they move forward, because you can't stream your
definitely.
own game and have Microsoft stream game. It'll get mushy and weird quick.
Very, very.
Yeah. All right, we've solved that problem. John, tell me why. Tell me why somebody is going to spend $70 to play in online only. And before, I'm not a hater of. I don't care that it's only online and there's no campaign mode. I mean, I do in the sense of you got me stuck on Battlefield, and I do pop in and play it every once in a while, and I do like the campaign, but I hate the multiplayer. Only because I suck at it. I mean, the multiplayer seems great. I just suck at it, and I don't
the
want to die a
the
lot.
the Battlefield multiplayer is hard for even the likes of me who have played a lot of first-person shooter
Yeah,
online
yeah. I
stuff.
love the campaign mode though. Man, it's fun. I mean, it's just real good. Um, but why is somebody going to spend $70 to play a game online over a menagerie of other options, which soon to be Halo Infinite?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Okay, all right. That's all I was wondering.
It's like I I don't know. I don't for the people that I play with on Call of Duty, I don't know if they're gonna move across the battlefield to give it a go. But if the online multiplayer is free to play, they probably will, because like who wouldn't give it a go for free?
Yeah.
But why? Yeah, why spend a full retail price for a game that you can play online for free? I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
mean, I know there's a bunch of haters out there that are like, "Wow, this isn't enough of a game to be $70." I've seen the game. It's enough game to be $70. I don't argue that part. I just argue, do you have a guy out there? And I mean, there are gonna be. I'm sure there are Battlefield fans that will do it, but I don't
Is
know.
that it's things like, is that $70 going to get you access to the battle pass all the time? So
Yeah,
like
that's
because
the
you purchase,
question.
so like with Warzone, every time they do a new season, like they've just started season 4, if you want all the cool content that comes with that season, you have to buy the battle pass, which is only 1,000 COD points, but they then get you at the minimum COD points you can buy is 1,100 COD points, and that's £8.50.
Sure.
So, like every time you want to buy the battle pass, it's £8.50. So you get a million people spending £8.50 because they all want to be part of the battle pass, and there you go. Straight away, you've got yourself a really steady income. So if DICE want to turn around and say, look, 70, you buy the game for £70. Yep, it might be free to play online anyway because that's just how we've done it. So if you want to play the multiplayer, you don't want the battle passes, you don't want all the cool extra content that comes with it, and you don't want the DLC that's going to come like all access style, then don't pay the £70. And every time something changes, we'll just take your money that way. And then, or spend the £70. We guarantee then that you're going to get all this cool stuff all the time for free because you've already spent your
Right. Yeah.
£70, and they've got instant revenue of £70 from every person that wants to play the game. That's the only reason why I can see they've done it that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's if that's what they're doing, then you'll probably get a bunch of people to jump on that bandwagon for sure. I mean, and that probably makes a lot of sense because there's a guy out there that's going to jump on Battlefield and say, "Oh my gosh, I love this game because I do this all the time." We were just talking about it. We're going to talk about Worms Rumble. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love this game." He's like, "Oh, do I want to spend all this money on all these battle passes that I know I'm going to buy because this game's so great?" no, I'm gonna spend the $70 right now and get them all, and he's gonna drop off in a maybe not a heartbeat, but he's not like gonna get his money's worth as if he would have just done battle passes. But in the heat of
Yeah,
the moment, he's gonna be like, I love this game, I'm gonna do it this way. So there's a monetary reason to do that. I just wonder if they're doing both. Like, am I gonna spend 70 and then also am I gonna spend 70 and then also have those battle passes? Because that feels real dirty. Not gonna lie. SA is right though. He says Battlefield looks sick. And let me tell you, man, it does. It looks like a ton of fun, no doubt.
yeah. They've kind of done the futuristic warfare thing good enough that it's not ridiculous like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare where you're running across the walls and bouncing off stuff. Because that should be left with Halo or Titanfall. Because don't try and do what everybody else is doing while you've already got yourself a really good game franchise. Don't do it. So yeah, design. Yeah, DICE have done really well at maintaining the dignity without having to copy everybody at the same time as creating some awesome looking advanced warfare style gameplay. So yeah, they've done really well.
Yeah, and maybe they know. Maybe they know, just like, when Nintendo ports over that Wii U game and they charge $60 and the fan base goes "Rah, rah, 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 rah," all the way to the eShop when they buy it, right? And they're like, I just
Yeah.
are stupid and I can't believe I'm going to pay this and I'm not going to pay it, but now I am because I'm just did. And maybe
and
they
then
know.
you've just and now you've just bought yourself Zelda.
Yeah, exactly, right? And
Which
they
is
know,
what
they're
I'm
like,
going to do today.
yeah, yeah. Yep, and I am too. I wasn't going to, but there's this nice little pocket of time in my calendar of games, and I'm like, why not? To be fair, I missed it on the Wii U, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe they know that's their Battlefield fans too. They're like, here it is, this is what you got, and then they just sat back and like wait for the grumble, and then the rah, 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 and the whole time. But then when the pre-orders come, they just keep coming. They grumble all the
Well,
way to the Microsoft store.
the haters are sat there like this, shaking the money.
Yeah.
Don't take my money,
Yeah.
but here it is. Don't
Yeah.
tell anybody.
Yeah, they're like, I can't believe you could do that, but here you go, and now give me the game and see you later. Okay. Oh man, so
That's what I love. That's one of the things I love about the gaming community. That it is just like that. We can be so angry at a developer and shout and moan and complain and absolutely like drag the name through the dirt, but at the same time, we've still given them the money.
yep, and that's the way they know it. They're like, they just want to sit there and watch their bank account go up. They're like, okay,
Yep.
just ignore all the stuff. So SA, you might be onto it. It looks just sick enough that people will be like, you know what? I'm gonna complain all the way to the store to buy it.
Yep.
Whatever store you go to. All right. Any other top stories?
No, apart from my internet's still broken. I wanted to
Breaking
be fair-
news. John's internet's broke.
So the thing is that what we're going to talk about next in the ID Spotlight kind of I need the internet to work because I need to be able to download the games I'm about to talk about.
That would be helpful. That's true. That is true. So, Sean, what is on your ID Spotlight? What have you played? Actually, one of these is not technically an indie game. You're I think you're going to talk about, but the other three are. So shoot, and I'll jump in where I've played.
So I've been playing Grounded, like you. I watched you play it,
Oh, addicted
and
to
I was
Grounded.
like, that looks really cool. I quite like that. I am brilliant with the whole crafting side of things. So
Mhm.
I think you've made yourself a little base on a lily pad where
Yes. Yeah.
I just keep making loads of lean-tos and kind of like know where I've put them.
Yeah,
So
that's not a bad idea too.
if I find like a soda can, I've put a lean-to inside the soda can because I know then when you wake up, if you're thirsty, you're in an area where you can get something to drink.
Yeah.
So every time I find an item like that, I kind of make a lean-to and leave it there, and I know that while I'm running around, it's like, oh yeah, that's I'm close to that. I'll set that as a respawn point just in case. I've done my first 3 assignments with I can't remember the robot guy's name now.
Yeah, I can't either.
Burgle.
Oh yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So like inside the base at the bottom of the oak tree, I've done those three, but I haven't found another chip for him yet, so I'm struggling to find that. I've just got blue lights on the internet. Get in.
Breaking news! Sean's internet's not broke. Um,
Um, so yeah, I've done that. I'm at the point now where I either need to find needles, which you seem to have found, and I haven't wanted to. I've wanted to watch all of your stream because I've wanted to see where they are, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to ruin the game. I don't want to like come across something. So yeah,
I can
done
give
that.
you a hint if you want a hint that won't tell you where they are.
I've been everywhere as well. I've been everywhere on the map. So I've either walked past them and just missed it, or
Yeah, then you have. You just got to think what has needles. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. Oh,
Anyways,
pine trees.
I love this game. This game is perfect for me. Like it's the just right version. So it's the just right version of survival and crafting, but it's not survival in the sense of like I'm gonna shit my pants because I'm so scared. Although maybe when a wolf spider eats me, I'm close. Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I I panic
Yeah. Oh
when
my
they
god.
appear.
And then when they like get you, I swear I actually shivered once when I got eaten by a wolf spider. Are you playing the game right now?
No, I'm quickly trying to
Oh,
download
okay,
worms while
because
the
you were
internet's
like,
working.
okay, I was like, are you jumping on to see if you know where those needles are? Anyways, so I absolutely love this game. I jump on it. I had a Zoom meeting today that was absolutely boring and pointless, as so many are. And I played Grounded the entire. That's why you were like, "Did you stream that?" And I was like, "Nah, couldn't really stream it because I was on a Zoom call, but I certainly was playing it." So yeah, I absolutely love this game. It's so much fun. If you have, it's by Obsidian. You're this little guy. You get shrunk down in the yard. It's like Honey, I Shrunk Your Kids, basically. You
Yeah, and
get
there's a choice of four characters in there because you've gone with Peter, I
yeah,
believe.
yep.
I've picked the other male character.
And you can swap. Did you see that?
Yeah, you can swap, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to swap. I'm like, no, I've set you out because your character complains about eating the mushrooms and stuff like that, and where my character's like, I'm not picky. I'm just gonna eat.
See, I wondered what the differences would be. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So,
So,
but
yeah. But you get shrunk down, and everything from spiders to when you chop. It's so much fun when you chop down a blade of grass. It sounds like a tree's coming down because this blade of grass is so much larger than you. And it is there's some fun missions. Like they don't just throw you out there, crap you out into the yard, and make you just do whatever you want. They point you in directions with objectives. They do a really good job. It's by Obsidian, and so Obsidian really usually does good stuff, and they have done it here. And this is technically a beta. I just noticed that when I was looking at it
yeah,
on the store.
every time you load it up, it tells you that this game could crash. It's got glitches. It's got this, that, and the other. So yeah,
But let me tell you one thing: I have not had that happen. This game looks pretty and it's been solid for me. Have you had something happen?
I've had one issue where a spider managed to get me through a lamp.
Ah,
That was
okay.
all. So one of the objects I had to do was I don't know if you've done any of those objectives where you have to find the beacons and you have to create them.
No, you've got me on this one.
Ah, right. So yeah, you kind of you've got to go to an area. So one of them I had to go to was Spade Gulch, which is basically a small trowel in the ground,
Okay.
and that's Spade Gulch.
Okay.
And you kind of walk around and you'll find like because when you have to when you're crafting something, you get that out blueprint outline, don't you?
Mhm. Mhm.
You kind of you spot this little flag outline, and you kind of build this flag, and then boom, you get your raw science reward points.
Oh, okay.
Um, so I was doing that, and I was the Great Oak Beacon, which is the one. There's like a lamp right next to the oak tree near the underground base that
Mm.
you find. There was one on that end. Like there was no spider anywhere near me. Well, it was on the other side, so I kind of like I baited it around so I could swap sides with this spider,
Sure.
and it managed to attack me through the lamp.
Ah, gotcha.
So that's the only and that's the only glitch. I then went back and killed that spider. So
Okay.
I have killed a
Wait, like
spider.
a big spider? You've killed a big spider?
Yes, it were not a wolf spider, one of the orb
The orb
spiders.
weevils. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
good for you. I haven't even attempted that. That seems like craziness.
So
Um.
I found a really cool like ant graveyard.
Oh
I don't know
really?
if you found that. Yeah, if
No,
you go
you
like right.
obviously have explored the map better than I have.
Oh, I've been to every corner. I just went walking around. I was like, I wonder where this is. I wonder what this is. So like I found loads of different landmarks. But yeah, if you north, sorry, southeast corner, there's like a big wall you can walk around, and there was like a little cave that I could go in. I need to sneak past a wolf spider to get into this cave. So I snuck
Hmm,
past the wolf spider, got into the cave, and there's just like loads of ant heads on sticks
that's cool.
and a pile of human remains, like bones on the floor. And I was like,
Hmm.
but I found an ant club. I was like, oh, which is one of the first level two weapons that I've got, because that's the one thing I've not been able to do is find how to level up your weapons yet.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
Um, so yeah, I used that and beat the living crap out of that spider,
Nice.
because it had attacked me through the lamp. It had then got stuck in the graphics and couldn't turn around, so I just went
Ah.
to the back of it and just beat the crap out.
Nice. Nice.
So this is what you get for eating me.
That's right. I love it. Yeah, so that's a great game. If you're looking for something that you can play and that's kind of fun, we need to co-op that and see what that looks like. We haven't I've never played it co-op in any way. So,
Well, we were going to try and do Dark Alliance this evening, but you're busy because your in-laws have been married 42 years, so that's
that's
definitely worth celebrating. So
yeah.
you're taking those out this evening, but um, and I'm on nights all weekend, so it's kind of scuppers that plan. But next Monday, if you want, we'll try and organise something for next Monday, and we'll either
Yeah, for
do
sure.
Dark Alliance or Grounded. So
Yeah, it sounds
so
good. Dark Alliance, I know Third Strongest Mole is playing that or has played that, so maybe we can see if we can get a couple community members to jump on to play that as well. So what else have you been playing?
um, I've just now my internet's working. I might look distracted as I'm looking over the top of the camera, but I'm just checking to make sure that the Sea of Thieves DLC is downloaded, which it has. So I've got a Pirate's Life all locked and loaded and ready to play. So that's possibly what I'll do tonight. I might stream the start of that DLC,
Nice.
seeing as we're not going to be doing Dark Alliance. So I've got that queued and ready. So I'm excited about that. Um, and then obviously I've got Dark Alliance downloaded, ready
Hmm.
to go, which I don't want to play on my own because after reading the IGN review on that, they beat the crap out of it. In
The
fact, one of the taglines was, "You can play this on your own, but just don't."
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So I was talking to Third Strongest Mole while I was streaming Worms, and he was saying it is janky. The hitboxes don't look entirely right. He got stuck in a couple areas, so it's certainly what they're talking about. Third Strongest Mole has said is there. Um, but yeah, so it might be more fun to try together. Dark Alliance is like a Monster Hunter type. Well, it's in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, and it's a co-op like beat 'em up on monsters. You co-op together to take down a large monster. So that's what that is. What was the other one? Oh, Sea of Thieves. We have Pirates of the Caribbean DLC coming in. Jack Sparrow. Xbox and Disney did a bit, not big, but like a 30-minute little like showcase on it. I think it
Yeah,
was on Monday or Tuesday. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. It's pretty neat. They really talk about how it all came together. I thought it's almost like a it's almost like a mini documentary. Um, but yeah, so we'll have to get together for Dark Alliance for sure.
yeah. And then the last thing that I've got is Worms Rumble, which is currently at 25% downloaded. Now I've got the internet back. Um, I'm looking forward to playing that. I watched a little bit of your stream while I was making my coffee this morning. And I watched you do the tutorial, and it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like I love worms. I've had worms as long as you've had worms, as you said in the stream. I got worms.
We got worms, baby. We need to go to the
So
vet so we can get rid of our worms.
yeah,
Uh,
so like, I've played it from the original PC version to like all the way through to. I've even played it. I think I played it on my Xbox One S as well. I think WMD I played on there as well. So
yep.
yeah, and the fact that it's non-turn based sounds like it's going to be absolutely mental. So I
It
didn't get
is.
to watch that bit. I didn't get to watch that because by the time I was getting to watching that bit, the coffee was ready and I was falling out with my internet, having issues with the microphone. So technical issues took over for me carrying on watching the rest of the stream before we started streaming the podcast. But um, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get a chance to play it until later on tonight. So I'll probably watch the rest of your stream to get an idea of what I'm going to be up against.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I loved it. It's snappy. It's I know everybody says this, so I feel kind of like for saying it, but it's it's easy to pick up, and I think it's going to be real hard to master, kind of thing, you know. And I know that people say that a lot, but it's just a fact. That's true. It's snappy. It's pretty. Um, I didn't have a ton of problems getting into matches, which was great. The one I had to wait a little bit longer than I wanted, but there are options for like you got deathmatch, team deathmatch. You can play squads, squad last man standing, or just singles last man standing. So there's multiple options. There's certainly going to be all that kind of, pay $5 for this. It's got the Fortnite like skin idea, which is pretty much what all these things. Um, and you got a lot of stuff going on, which is always really confusing to me at first. It takes me a second to like figure it out. You're earning experience, you're earning coins, you've earned new skins, you got new options, and it's just like after a match is done, you're just like boom, 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 and you're like, I have no idea what you're even throwing. But I think you can probably figure it out with a little work. I had a lot of fun. Um, I will say I didn't feel as a guy who's not, I do like my 2D platformers, so I don't know where you want it, like a platforming shooter. I don't know what you want. I didn't feel like I was just completely smashed in the game. Like I had, we're just gonna pass that by. Like I felt like I had a possibility to actually compete in the game. So that I always appreciate that. But yeah, so I enjoyed
For,
it.
for hitting on nostalgia, I like the fact that they've. I've got flashing orange lights again. Um,
Hey Sean, can you tell us what's the situation with your internet down there in the UK?
it's a bag of shit.
Back to you, Nick. Okay, well thanks.
um, yeah, I like the fact that they've kept like the original Worms voices and that comedy side of it that they
Mm,
have, because yeah, it's great. I've always loved the Worms things for stuff like that, especially like back originally when it was on the PC, and they kind of like Team 17 have this ability to just make punchline comedy really funny
hmm
while playing a game. So
Yeah, for sure, and it does. It still has the craziness, like there's still the like I walked up to this banana because I was like, oh, there's a banana. Well, bananas are mines in the game, so there you go. And I was like, Poof! I was like, and he's like, "Wah!" And I was like, okay, well that's the end of that.
I
So
can you get the holy hand grenade? I used to love the holy
yes,
hand
yeah,
grenade
yeah. The holy hand grenade still exists. Yep, I got blown up by one of those too.
and,
Uh,
and super sheep.
Uh, yep, the sheep's still in the game too. Yep. Yeah, they really kept it all there. They just animated it and made it a royale game with that's not turn based. So yeah, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I will jump back in. I think I don't know if I said it. I know I said it to you, Sean, before the cast, but I liked Super Animal Royale the first time I played it, and then like the next couple times it just kind of it died out quick for me. So it'll be interesting to see if this was just like I'm having fun in the moment kind of thing, or if it sticks with me. My feeling is that I'm gonna like this more than I like Super Animal Royale, but we'll see. See how that goes. We'll you'll well the yeah never mind. What else you got? Anything else?
Um, I think that's about it. I don't know if you want to talk about um, the review that you've had and the possible reviews that we're going to have coming up, because we've kind of moved on and started reviewing other games before you want to talk about Yakuza, because I feel like you could probably chat about Yakuza quite a lot.
Probably could. Um, Yeah, so we did our first review. We're as we get keys, as we get games from publishers and stuff, we're gonna start giving you guys a look at indie games that are coming out on the Switch. I just did a review of Farm for Life this week. It's out on the as of Tuesday. It's been on our YouTube channel. I'm not gonna mince words. It's a janky, buggy game. Like there's just no way to. I mean, I feel bad for saying it's our first review. I would love to give it a glowing review, but you'll never get something other than the truth from us here. And
Yep.
yeah, it's not a game that's ready for prime time in any sense of the means. But just to give you a lowdown of what it is, it's Farm for Your Life. It's a farming game that also has survival. So you farm all this all this fruit. You can run a restaurant. You also use the fruit to take out the zombies so that they don't take out your farm. There's all kinds of options here. I'm not gonna lie, I'd get 30 minutes in once I was at a sheep. Yeah, the truth. Tim, you trust me. You can't handle you need to handle the truth because you can't handle to play this game. I mean, I just listen. God bless them. Secret Items Games says they're gonna have a patch out, and I said in my YouTube I will redo this. I will redo my review if the patch changes things, and I will 100% do that because I know these guys put in work, and so I don't want to discount the work that they put in to make this game. But I didn't make it through the tutorial without crashing. I got stuck in a fence. Not but 30 minutes after that, the time wouldn't continue to go forward. I mean, it's not good. So that's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. I'm done. I don't want to
Um,
bash on it anymore than I already have.
just
I
very
think that's
quickly before I talk about my
we
review that
don't
I
know
might be
that you
doing.
have the
If
key.
we
So
if I get the key, I'd like to get the key because I like the look of the game. So I want to be optimistic and talk about it. So hopefully, it might happen. But just a quick breaking news: my internet has come back, which has given me my dashboard back. Which
well, that's me.
you can now pre-install, and that's like from now. You can now pre-install Forza Horizon 5.
What? I'm gonna do that because Lord knows we are gonna be collecting pinatas in this game. You're gonna
Yeah,
be
definitely.
like,
So
you're gonna you're gonna want to do anything but that. And I'm gonna be like, Sean, let's collect pinatas, and you're gonna be like, oh, why do I gotta collect pinatas with this guy?
as long as I can drive at speed and sideways, I'll quite happily collect pinatas.
All right,
So,
cool. Let's collect pinatas together.
yeah. I'm because for that game, I'm going to try and my dad's got like a proper simulator rig with like a steering wheel, pedals, and stuff like that, and all force feedback steering wheel. So I'm gonna try if I can either steal that rig and bring it here, or I'll take everything with me to his and stream playing Forza Horizon 5 on an actual driving rig, so we can have a good laugh with that. So
I want to
that's
see that. That's what you've told me about this thing. I
Tim.
remember you
Tim
telling
says
me
yes
about it.
about it as well.
Yeah.
So
I want
yeah,
it. Yeah, but I'd love to see it in action.
I don't think I'd be able to convince Lindsay for me to bring it here. So, but we'll see. I'll do some work and suck up really nice and see what I can get.
See if you can make it
So
happen.
yeah.
So
Yeah, the key that I'd like to get from the developer, the game's called Rays of Light, and you passed it across to me on Discord, and he was like, "Would you
mhm.
be interested in this?" And it's like I watched the gameplay video that they did, and it looks amazing. It looks well made. It looks creepy. It looks interesting. Um, it's like a little bit open world kind of explore survival thing. So I would love to get my hands on it. So I'm fingers crossed we hear back from them and I can do it and I could do them justice with a good review. So
hmm Now you're gonna make me look. It's the same developer that did Seventh Sector, which is another indie game that I actually reviewed. I really liked it. It was a good game. I it took me a little bit to. It has a very convoluted. I want to say convoluted. It just has a very deep story, and sometimes I had trouble figuring out what the hell the story actually was. I think in the end, I got it. But man, it's one of those where like two people could play that game and walk away and be like, I know the story. and you come together and you tell each other what you think the story is, and you're like, wow, we got two totally different things out of that game. That's crazy. So yeah, so I this one was not up my alley though. It was a little too scary for me. So hey, that's why we work.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a great lot of like battling aspect to it. It looked more like it was just all creepy, but
Yeah,
kind of
no, it looks like it's kind of a walking creepy sim. I guess
yeah.
that's my new genre name, walking creepy. Um, but yeah, so that game I think comes out on the 21st of July. So we'll see. Yeah,
So
so
I've got nothing else. So if you want to start talking about Yakuza, because I know you enjoyed this. I've watched your streams while I was at work yesterday. I watched a little bit, and all I can say is the game looks crazy. The game looks it goes from like crazy, funny to dark, Joe like intense action packed to then like a realistic movie looking thing. So
yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton to say about it. More of what I want to talk about is the structure that I'm going to do. So I've been just crazy recording, like an hour here of this so that everybody who listens or watches our streams can get a feel for maybe what a Game Pass game is without having to sit there and download a 60, 50, whatever gig game, and they can figure out if they want to even download it from a stream. That's kind of what we always want to do as Game Pass News. But I really wanted to sink into one game and say I'm gonna finish this game on stream, however long it takes. It might take a couple months. Who knows? So I tossed back and forth Outer Worlds and Yakuza Like a Dragon. I had great interest in Yakuza Like a Dragon because GameScoop from IGN talked about this. Like I need to say, like, oh, what's GameScoop? Talked about this game for I don't know, like a month, and so it just made me interested in it. And then when I saw the trailer looked utter like that trailer did not. That's a bad trailer for that game that they showed in E3. I'm sorry, but it was like some trick chicken that crapped out an egg and it was pink and it was crazy. The game hasn't been anything like that. Like sure it's fun and it's jokey and then it really sinks back and forth from being jokey to serious. There's a real like storyline in here and that can suck you in pretty quick. It certainly has me about growing up and growing up without a father, growing up with a a father figure that's not your biological father, how that makes you interact or how that changes how you act as an adult. There's a lot in here, and that's only 4.5 hours into what I think is I think from what I read is like a 30 to 40 hour game to beat. So I have been enjoying my time with it. It is so heavy on the cutscenes. Like if you want to play a game and literally like have your controller in your hand the whole time, this ain't your game. Like I can put down my controller on the table and kind of just go like this. Sometimes I actually have to watch myself because I'm streaming this game, right? So I'll be like, I'm like, okay, wait, I'm streaming. That's right. I need to like, I just feel like I need some popcorn, and I could just be like, all right, and I just be done. So, yeah, but it's sometimes hard to stay engaged because you just get sucked into this movie. And but yeah, it's been a ton of fun, and I've really enjoyed it. And yeah, you'll see a lot more. I'm calling them episodes. I've got a whole list a playlist for on our YouTube of them, and so I just did episode 2, and I'll just keep going until I beat this. I'm
cool.
done. That's my
no, no.
Yakuza soapbox.
Now look at that's it's quite a good idea to do that, especially with a game with that kind of depth. And like you say, it's from what I've seen, yeah, it's very cutscene heavy. When I watched you first, like I watched episode 1, and it was like nearly 12 minutes in before you actually got to play
Yeah.
on the first stream. So yeah, it is heavy, but it probably needs that to kind of sell the storyline. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd imagine so. I think this game was made. I don't know if it was made for this generation of consoles. If it was made for like Xbox SX, PS5, or the previous. I will say this game is great for like load times. I mean, freaking A, like I'm in. I'm moving. I mean, it
It
is it
it
is
looks
100%.
yeah, I guess it looks seamless. There's no like massive wait between the cutscenes, so like you don't
No.
have a cutscene then wait for it to load into the next one. It just goes from one to the other.
Yeah. Yeah, start it up, SA. We can go through it together, man. I mean, we can kind of just chat about it back and forth. I'd love to do that. You're right. It is sometimes I'll be sitting there so engrossed in the movie, and then all of a sudden I'm like, they're not talking. Why aren't they talking? Oh, because okay. All right, and then I got to pick up my controller to actually do something because you didn't even realize that they moved from cutscene to gameplay. I mean, it's really cool. Came out last gen and got current gen updates. It certainly did. It looks pretty. It's quick and snappy. I mean, it's not quick on the cutscenes, but it gets from cutscene to cutscene quick. So yeah.
Tim's also said, "Wow, Forza 5 requires a 96 gigabytes to download." Which, yep, looks like I'm gonna have to make some room.
Hey, Sean, coming back to you. How's your internet over there in the UK?
It's still working.
Hey, it's a celebration.
So, but yeah, I think that's for us ID Spotlight. I think that's everything. And we can touch on the breaking news of what's just out this week, but we've kind of covered that
Yeah, we
with.
cover it.
But yeah, just to recap that, you've games that are available for the this week are the Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, which is available now, Worms Rumble, which is also available now, and Sea of Thieves DLC that's out and ready to download. If you have Sea of Thieves downloaded, it should have automatically done your DLC if you've got your Xbox set to do so. Also, like I just said, in the middle of all that, that you can now pre-install Forza Horizon 5 ready for that going live. So
96 gigs. I think I'll wait on that until it gets a little bit closer to time because I'm probably going to have to shift and move like you're doing there, like you're talking about.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
moving over to the rumor mill though, is there anything on this list that you're excited for on
Um,
this list of coming soon?
Gang Beasts looks interesting, but that's mainly because I have no idea what it's about. So
Okay, good.
it,
Because I was like, well, I was waiting for the description.
no.
I was like on pins
The
and needles. What
yeah, the
sounds
video,
naughty? I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, the video that they've used to kind of say that it's coming on July 1st on their Twitter kind of looks a little bit like Fallout Guys. So I wonder if it's got that ragdoll aspect.
Uh
Um,
oh, okay. I have seen this video. I mean, like pieces of it. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
so
Vaguely.
I'm interested for that, and then I'm also interested because I'm a big fan of so that Gang Beasts that's July 1st that comes out. The next one on the list, which didn't have a date for release, was the Space Jam movie, the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked the Space Jam movie, the first one. It was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like that,
Mm-hmm.
and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That blend of real life and cartoons
Yep.
and stuff like that was very well done. So I'm
I'm
looking
with you.
forward to that as well.
Day
And
one for me.
looking at that, it looks very Streets of Rage, like 16-bit side-scrolling Streets of Rage style beat 'em up.
Yeah, with a basketball. That's
Bugs,
that's what he had. He was like throwing basketballs at people.
yeah, Bugs Bunny and LeBron James throwing basketballs at each other.
Yeah, I'm in. I can't go wrong with that. Bug Fables. Third Strongest Mole sold me on this at a dinner table once. And then I was like, I'm gonna download it on my Switch. And then he was like, yeah, it's not on Switch. And I was like, you son of a gun. And so, and then it did come out on Switch, but I was just swamped with other stuff and I never got to it. And so now's the time that I need to play it. So I'm excited
That's
for.
also July 1st as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So we're gonna fight for stream time, Sean. That's what we're gonna do. Um.
Yeah.
What else? Lemniscate. This is a funky first-person shooter. We talked about this in the last cast too, and I'm gonna slaughter trying to describe it just like I did this time. It's got a time-based hook to it where you can see how the fight plays out and then change the pieces and it'll play out a little differently, but then your opponent is also changing their side of the board where stuff starts and stops. And you got to kind of think a couple steps ahead of your opponent, and it's very interesting. Lemniscate. Check it out. I'm not going to do it justice just like I didn't last time because well,
Yeah,
that's how
and
I roll.
that's August, so we've got a while to wait to get his hands on
Yeah, thanks for throwing out these dates for me, because I'm just appreciate that.
that. And
That
then
it?
Going Under. No, there's Going Under, which is out in 5 days' time.
This
So
this seemed to have like a little following. Like on Twitter, people were like, "Oh my, OMG, Going Under is coming to to Xbox," and I was like, "I have no idea." So I did look it up. Going Under is a satirical dungeon crawler about exploring the cursed ruins of failed tech startups as an unpaid intern in the dystopian city of Neo Cascadia. That's all I'm reading. But anyways, that's what it's about. If you're wondering, and certainly one of us will stream it, because that's what we do here at Game Pass. We stream stuff.
that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. That's right. We take on the hard jobs. Anything else?
Um, there's obviously the Ascent, which we now got a date for.
Yeah, last week.
But yeah, that's all that's left on the rumor mill. They've kind of like off the back of the E3, they've kind of not dropped any new stuff for a week, maybe to kind of give everybody a chance to recover. Cause
yeah, well, they threw out 5,000 Fallout games, so you know.
Yeah, that's a lot of gameplay time. So, I mean, Tim did ask on the Discord how we're reflecting off the back of E3, and all I can say is that there's a lot of games, so which means I need a lot of time. So it's kind of prioritizing which games I want to play more than the rest.
So here's something real quick, and we're already into the hour, but I'm gonna go there anyways. So Marty said in the last episode, obviously Nintendo won this. It only makes sense that Nintendo won E3. Look, they had more viewers. And then I went out and I thought, well, that's kind of an interesting way to decide who wins something. Um but I mean, I'm not against Nintendo winning or whatever. And then I went online on Game Pass News, and I saw somebody who had rated social mentions, which I thought was so great. And Xbox had more social mentions, and he's like, obviously Xbox won this because there's more social mentions. I thought, oh, this is so great. Listen, I'll tell you what, we all won this, and I know people are gonna be like, well, you can't do that, blah 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 blah. If you got the games you wanted. To be fair, on Nintendo's side, now there are some great games there that I am gonna be all about, and there are some games that I'm not. On Xbox's side, there's some games there that I'm not all about, and that's why I have these two consoles, because between the two of them, I'm set.
Yeah, I'm the same. There's like Metroid Dread, looking forward to that. Couple of other little games that I'm looking forward to. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is now available for pre-order on the Switch, so that's probably going to take up a little bit of time because that's a game I used to love playing on the SNES. But yeah, the Xbox kind of took the lead with the stuff that's coming out because, like I said before, there wasn't anything that was like absolutely like swept away, breathtaking, but a steady stream of really good games, which is kind of like where the Nintendo fell down a little bit. Apart from Dread, of course. I don't want to say anything too bad because I know Tim's watching, and I've made
I
him mad once already.
I agree. I for some reason Contraband has my interest too, and I know that because to be fair, there's a lot of those little, like, I don't know, 2-minute teaser videos that you could talk about that I wouldn't even know or remember right now. But Contraband, man, I remember that. I mean, that was such a well done movie, or little teaser video. As bad as they did on Yakuza Like a Dragon, they did opposite as good with that Contraband. And I mean, it's just a good video. It's just well done. And it made me remember it. It made me want to, like, the moment I see something on Twitter about it, I'm going to read it. I want to know. So I'm with you. And Tim, I agree. I think that's true. I think video gamers won this baby. I mean, I don't know. That might be like a ride the fence, kick in the nuts answer, but I mean, That's the truth, man. I mean,
Yeah.
bunch of good shit coming out.
All depends on your style of gaming, what you enjoy playing, and what platform you enjoy playing it on. But if you're like me and you who have got two different consoles, so you've got two different platforms for playing different games, and Nintendo to me have always had that different kind of game style. It's always been more of a family friendly, fun, colourful, like nostalgia childhood style gameplay of things like Mario and stuff. As so I've that it's like if I want to go back to that, I can. I can pick up my Switch, I can play that. But then like for playing grown up games, where I say grown up games, I'm playing a game where I'm a child shrunk down in a back garden.
And you're
But
and you're running away from spiders.
but yeah, if I want to play games like that, I've got the Xbox. So the Xbox for me, up until like we started doing Game Pass News and um like playing it because I used to just play basically Warzone and then Animal Crossing. That was it. That's all I played for nearly 2 years.
Yes.
Um,
Amen.
so playing Game Pass News, it's like I found that I like Grounded. I like the survival aspect. Sea of Thieves, I enjoy that, and I'm kind of like now like my whole roster of games and my taste in games is kind of expanding more. So yeah.
Yeah, I think both presentations were great. I thought Xbox did a good job to show us, listen, we got games for you in 2022. We got games for you in 2021. Obviously, a little hurt that there was no Fable, which means for sure, I mean, they've already got a good amount of stuff in 2022. I for sure think that means that we aren't going to see Fable until the earliest at 2023. That's a bummer. That, I'm sure Xbox sat down and said, do we want to run another teaser trailer of Fable? No, probably not. That's just going to piss people off. So if we don't have anything more to show, let's not show anything at all. That was probably the right call, even though it hurts a little. Um, Halo Infinite, they did a great job with for people who are interested in the multiplayer. That's not my gig. So, like, I was wondering why I felt underwhelmed with Halo, and I think that's why. They showed off the campaign in Xbox's initial showcase back when they unveiled Xbox X and S, and this time I think they wanted a deep delve into this into their multiplayer. Which, don't get me wrong, that's what they should have done. I mean, it's free to play. I don't think they point that out enough. It's free to play. Um, it's almost like they unveiled a whole different game. I mean, it's this game is not tied to this game. Is this game, but it's not tied to this game. I feel like that man, that's important. But for me, I really wanted to see what more of the campaign. Like more of what that looks. What does it mean that I'm gonna run around in Master Chief in an open world? Like, what does that look like?
the, yeah. The thing is with the online being free to play, it's like Fortnite is free to play. And Blizzard did a really good job of like mastering that whole free to play but pay to get this.
Mm-hmm.
And it made them a ton of money. Warzone has done exactly the same. It's like you don't have to own a Call of Duty game to play Warzone. You don't have to have Modern Warfare. You don't have to have Cold War. It benefits you a little bit to have them because if you want to get better at the game, you can go and rank up your guns on Cold War multiplayer quicker than you can in Warzone because it's fucking really hard to get kills in Warzone. But you buy the battle passes, you can buy skins. It's like so they've got that in-app purchase kind of thing. So if Halo Infinite does exactly the same with the online, that you can buy skins, you can buy stuff for the guns, you can buy gun packs and stuff like that kind of customize your character to you. They're going to make money off it. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people now have watched what Blizzard have done with Fortnite and gone, that's a really good idea. Let's do that. So it's like Worms Rumble. The game's free on Game Pass, but you use your you can I'll put my left nut on it that you can actually spend real money to buy the
Oh yeah,
skins in the
you can
game.
make your worm look like a dog. I don't know why, but I wanted to do that, but I didn't. So I didn't buy the $4.50 dog pack. I don't know. Don't ask me why. That seemed cool.
But there you go. So
Anyway,
there you go.
oh, I'm so ridiculous that it's not funny, but it is. No, but it's just like I think that's why I brought up the 2042 Because it's like, here you have DICE coming out, and they're like, here's our new Battlefield game. Pay $70 to play multiplayer. And Xbox is like, here, hold my beer. You can play Halo Infinite for free, and just pay for the campaign, unless you have Game Pass, and then the whole
Yeah.
damn thing's free. And I mean, you got to
But
be
you
like, if you're DICE, you got to be like, oh, shit. Dang it, that really
no,
sucks.
Dice know that they've got people by the short and curlies because
Wait, you got
it's
to go back.
just
What was that again? I need to. What did you just say they got
by
him
the
by?
by the short and by the short and curlies, by the hair.
Okay, I just had to
Ripped.
hear it one more time.
um, there's a guy I watched. He's done quite a lot of Call of Duty stuff, like Warzone things. He's also played Sea of Thieves recently. Stone Mountain 64. Big shout out to him because I like watching him. He's the only other streamer other than yourself that I actually spend a bit of time to watch.
Oh,
But that's
touched.
so like he is a big Battlefield fan. So he's waiting for this. He did an hour long stream before the actual drop of the released video, and then streamed all that, and then like a mental half an hour, 45-minute stream afterwards, recapping everything that he'd seen and like taking questions from people from like the live like questions and stuff. He's like it's got that big of a following as Battlefield that I think people are going to pay it. People have been waiting for this game to come out for a long time. That it's going to make some money.
Oh no, it's not. I'm not arguing that it's gonna make money. It's just the two models are so funny. It's just how much more money could they, and maybe not any. So I don't really know the answer to this question. But it just seems like there's more money on the table for newbies to just walk in and buy a battle pass once,
Yeah,
then like skip out. But anyways,
they've
yeah.
they've sealed the gate a little bit with that. You're not going to get a load of new people coming to the game that like will play it. Well, have played it because it's free to play the multiplayer. Just to get a taste of the game. They might do it's free to play for a weekend, so do it that way, and then they might not.
Yeah, that's true. I will say the same thing with Halo Infinite. Not really, not being a Halo guy in the sense of like I'm super in depth. I know every little piece and mechanic and all that jazz. I watched a guy go basically scene by scene through Halo's E3 presentation, and just point in every scene, just being like, "Hey, have you seen this? This is new. This was not in, this hasn't been in any other Halo. Or have you seen this little piece over here?" And so, it was very interesting to me when you like, for a guy who doesn't really watch it, you look at how it's cut and you're like, it just looks like a video, but it just looks like what we're gonna be playing. But for Halo fans who really wanted to nitpick it, it feels like they really put that together in a way to really showcase a lot of what's new in it. So that was interesting.
Yep. Yeah, well, I think we're getting on now because we can probably sit here and talk about
We
all
could.
that for a
You are
while.
totally right. Hey, before you send us
So
out, talk about the contest because Sunday's it. Sunday's the last day. We're gonna
yeah,
tell who wins the contest next cast.
so there's three. Yeah, there's 3 days left for the contest, and the last time I checked, we were almost at 500 entries.
Yeah.
So I know Bruce, is it,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
on the Discord? He's entered because he can play on the PC, so which is nice to know that he's done that. So yeah, it's that is almost over. You've got 3 days left to enter. It ends on Sunday, and I don't. Are we doing it as a live draw? Are you going to share the screen on the stream for the name that we pick, or for GDPR purposes, are we going to keep that separate? And
No
who knows? We don't want to
idea.
break any rules,
I
but
don't.
we will pick it live
Yeah, I
because I
can't
think that's
promise we're gonna pick it. My only fear is I don't know what it even looks like to pick it. To be honest, so this is our first one we've ever
okay.
done. So I don't want to be like it's live, and it's like Sean from so and so that lives on this street to do this. So I want to know
Yeah.
what people are gonna see before I say we're gonna do it live. I don't know how that works. I don't want to give out more
So okay,
information than I want.
we will run the random name generator prior to going live,
Yeah, I
and
think so.
then we
At least
will
the first time.
yeah. So we know what we're doing, and then
Yeah.
we will announce who won next week,
Yep. Sounds good.
which might actually have to be. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to you about next week because it's my daughter's birthday, and we're going to a theme park for the day. So
We'll get it done. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Hey, Tim, good night, man. Thanks so much for coming. Same to USA. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Appreciate
Yeah,
all you guys for showing up. It means the world
five
to us.
five viewers, which is always good.
Yeah,
Hopefully that
man, for sure.
triggers our affiliate.
Yeah, all we need now, the only thing left for Twitch affiliate is 3 average viewers. So we can't, it's all because of you guys that we got this far this quick. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good. It's growing quickly, and I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing it. When I get a chance to stream, I absolutely love doing it. So yeah. For anybody that is listening, and for anybody that listens, where you normally get your podcast from, that is it from us today. You can follow us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I think for the entering of the competition, you've got to like or follow us on all of those but YouTube. Just search for Game Pass News and you'll find us. Quick word over for the Nintendo Dads Discord where you can chat with us. We've got our own little section there, thanks to Tim being the wizard that he is. If you are a Twitch subscriber, I believe you've also get access to that. But the other way of gaining access to the Discord is by subscribing to the Nintendo Dads Patreon over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. So $1 a month gets you access to that, and you can chat with us there. But yeah, hit us up on any of the socials if you have any questions for us. Feedback's always welcome. So I think we've had one positive feedback so far, and it'd be nice to get more because obviously it's just
Yeah.
nice to reflect on how we're doing. So
Yeah,
yeah, we hope
drop
to.
us a word on Apple reviews and we will read your review on air. I've said that before and I still stand by it.
Yep. So until next time, everyone. See you later.
Later, guys.